A couple of days ago, I was introduced to this book. It's a US Army Physical Conditioning Manual from 1957, or as they call it, TM 21-200. The book has all kinds of cool stuff in it, and I might have to make some more videos about it, but for now we're focusing on pages 472 to 497, which are the US Army physical tests from 63 years ago. The test is comprised of 6 parts: pull-ups, squat jumps, push-ups, sit-ups, a 300-yard run, and squat thrusts. Each exercise is graded on a scale of 100 points, with the best possible overall score being 600. Now let's jump into it, and feel free to use the timestamps below so you can watch only what you want to. So here we go with test 1, which is pull-ups. You all know that I'm pretty good at pull-ups. That's definitely my strong suit. The maximum score was 18 for 100 points, and I just won a 20 just to make a nice round and even number. So aced it, and let's go on to test number 2. Okay, my goal is 75. So before you absolutely laugh at what I'm doing, just know that the military in 1957 required a different kind of jumping squats where you alternate your feet and you bounce down to sort of touch your ankle on each rep. So that's why I'm doing it like these, but it's actually really difficult. The requirements are that your feet leave the ground at the top and that you lock out your legs on the bottom. So it's actually a lot harder than I was expecting. I didn't get anywhere near the max score of 100 points, and it was definitely sort of an eye-opener. So my score on this was 58 out of a maximum of 95, which is good for just 56 out of 100 points. Oh my god. That was... My legs just died on me there. Wow. 58. So I haven't done a maximum push-up test in a while, and I'm definitely a bit rusty on these, but it went pretty decent overall. I'd say, you see, I'm repping them out right here, feeling good, hit that sort of wall and slow down from there. But by the time I finish, I complete all 60 reps out of the maximum of 60 reps on the score sheet, which means I rack in another 100 points. 58, 2 more. Last one. That is 60 push-ups. So far, I've done 3 out of the 5 events, and I've scored 248 out of the maximum 300 points. So pretty solid so far, and let's see if I can finish off strong. Now keep in mind that these sit-ups may look weird because the technical way to do them is to have someone hold your legs. You aren't in sort of a normal sit-up position, but your legs are extended straight out with your knees locked. And then you go elbow to alternate kneecap, and that is how you perform these sit-ups. These sit-ups just felt kind of wacky given that no one was holding my legs down, and the sort of style of alternating your elbows to touch your knees just kind of felt a little bit off and at least different than what I'm used to. But I did get it done. It took a while, but as you can see, I'm just getting through it. So I did do an official 85 out of 85 sit-ups. And 85. That is another 100% and 100 points. What's up? It's me from the future editing this video. So I just want to let you know that I will not be running the 300-meter run. This is in part due to the fact that the weather is really bad. There's a lot of smoke and ash in the air. I am in California, so you know how all the fires are at the moment. And then on top of that, all the tracks are closed, so it's sort of just inconvenient as a whole to do it. So I won't be. However, I am a runner in trade. I run cross country and track for my high school. So I do expect to do, I would have done, I think, well in this. And I calculated it, here is my math based off my mile time, which was 5 minutes and 43 seconds as of last season. Now I assumed in this math that I went roughly 20% faster than my mile time, or my mile pace per meter. on the 300-yard run. So that's what the 0.85 multiplication is in here, and that gets me to a total time for a 300-yard run of 49.97 seconds. That's good for exactly 80 out of 100 points, so that's what I'm going to add as we go into the last test. So squat thrusts are an early type of burpee almost. You can see in this picture that you basically go down into a sort of squat position and then into a plank position, back into the squat position, and then back up. So you can think of it as a burpee without the push-up. I did find it a lot easier than a burpee. You know, I've done, 100 burpees as a challenge, and I found those to definitely be more taxing just because, especially even just the little things, I think, like raising your arms above your head, that just really starts to tax the body, that especially along with the push-up. So I did find these slightly easier, but I did find that there's a point where while you may physically feel fine, as in you're not super exhausted or anything, you can't really go any faster just because the position does take some time. So the max you could do on this test was 41 in 60 seconds, which I found to be ridiculously fast. Like I don't think I could have physically gotten a better score regardless of my physical condition. I got 30, I counted right in the minute, so roughly 1 every 2 seconds. Now apparently the best score on the squat thrusts is 41 in 60 seconds, which is amazingly fast. But I got 30, which is 55 out of 100 points. So in terms of a grade, a solid F, but I'm pretty happy with it. So I've now done 6 out of these 6 tests I've officially completed. I'm happy to say I did pass, and I will get on to the score totals in a little bit. For now, I just want to say that in a comparison between this test and the US Marine test that I took, I did find this one to be a lot harder. There were not only more movements, and I even didn't do one out of the 6. So that, in comparison, was sort of just the Marine test, which had less movements and I found was less difficult. It's definitely sort of an interesting comparison. And I found some of the movements that were just done, you know, the squat thrusts, which were sort of like burpees but sort of not, and then especially the jumping squats. Those movements are something that I've never done before, just because they're so uncommon. They're never used anymore. They've been turned into other movements. So getting to experience that was definitely, I think, a rewarding experience for me. And it was definitely interesting as a whole to see what people 60, 70 years ago would have done. Now let's get on to the point total. So I got 100 out of 100 points, basically the maximum score for the pull-ups, the sit-ups, and the push-ups. Those are all 3 core body weight exercises, which I find interesting, that's what I did well at. And then in all the other 3 tests, I achieved sub-maximal scores. In squat jumps, I did 58, which is good for 56 out of 100 points. The run was exactly 80 seconds out of 100, at least given the estimate of my previous season's mile time. And I did 30 squat jumps in 30 seconds, which is good for 55 points. So in total, I got 491 out of the possible 600 points. That is a total average of 81% between all of the tests. So that does mean that I passed. I could be a army soldier in 1957. So overall, this was a really fun experience for me and a rewarding one. I enjoy doing these type of things, and the information not only in this book but in all of history in terms of physical conditioning is something that I'm definitely drawn to. So let me know what I should do next, what challenges, what tests, whatever it may be. Let me know in the comments. We are, as a channel, trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by 2021, so I would really, really appreciate a subscription if you enjoy this type of content or any of the other content I put out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.